What made you want to be principal at West?
Well, first of all, good morning, and thank you for this opportunity. I'm really excited to connect with students today and to answer some of your questions. So that's a really good question. Some of you may know, or maybe you don't know, but I was a teacher here at West Salem High School for 8 years. And my experience here as a teacher, I felt in community with people. I really enjoyed working here. I grew a lot here. And what attracted me to this community space again was the people that I got to work with and the students that I got to serve. And so I'm happy to be back here in a community that I'm very familiar with, and back with people that I got to work with in the past and that I'll continue to work going forward to continue to serve our students.
And I was wondering, what are you most excited about for next school year?
Yeah, thank you for that question. I'm most excited about being back to West, again, a community that I served in the past. And I'm looking forward to hopefully being in person, because seeing you guys in person is a whole lot different than seeing you virtually. So I'm excited to continue to improve things at West and to build on the great things that already exist and to do the work with the staff.
Do you like our school so far?
Thank you, Jesus. What I like about the school so far, obviously it's a beautiful building, just like I remember it, and it's going to look even more beautiful after the bond and the construction. So what I really enjoyed so far is I've had the opportunity to connect with staff this first week and to reconnect with staff members, some that I knew, names and faces that I recognized, that I was familiar with, but also some new blood, new faces of staff members. And I'll be connecting with students as well next week. And so I really enjoy connecting back with people. Thank you, Jesus.
Good question. What is your opinion on the safety measures taking place in Oregon compared to other states in the country regarding COVID-19 pandemic?
Carter, thank you for that question. What I know about students at West Salem High School, again, having been a teacher here before, is that this is a caring community of students that see beyond themselves. And so while we may be taking different measures than other states, I know the safety is a top priority for our state. And our students, when they understand why we're doing things, they comply and they are empathetic to the care of our community and the safety of our community. And so I think we're doing the things that we need to in order to maintain and prioritize our health and well-being.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Edward. What was the most valuable experience you had at North Salem that you will bring to West Salem?
Thank you for that question. I think my role at West Salem High School involved a lot of different moving pieces. So I really enjoy the flexibility of my job to be able to work with students, to work with staff, to work with families. That's community right there. And so I really enjoyed my time there in bringing community together and building on the assets of that community. And one of my favorite parts was just really elevating student voice, which is a top priority for me here at West Salem High School as well. And really listening to our students and taking our students' input to build things that are going to benefit our students. So thank you for that question.
And what is your biggest concern about being a principal on our school, and what is your plan to creating a solution?
Thank you, Wendy. I think my biggest concern, obviously, this year has not been a normal year for any of us, right? Students or staff or community, families. And it's challenged us in a lot of ways. I know that perhaps there's fears or concerns that students are behind, but what I know about the West Salem community and staff is that they are all about meeting students where they are. And I think we're gonna do that work together of like, whatever the pandemic did to your academic progress or socio-emotional well-being, we're gonna meet you there, and we're gonna make sure that you continue to grow and that's how we're going to solve this complexity of our time together this particular year that has been messy. Okay?
Hi, Mr. Ruiz. This is a question that Eric had for you, but he had to leave.
Okay.
He's very passionate about this. What are you going to do to support the clubs at West Salem High School, and especially the LGBTQ clubs?
Yeah, I think that all clubs are important, an important part of the student experience. What I remember most about my high school years, I graduated from McKay High School, so I was a Salem Kaiser student too, is a lot of those memorable moments were what the connection that I had with students, and clubs can be that for some students, right, and for others, sports. So I think in order to understand the needs of minoritized groups like the LGBT community, or other minoritized groups, the best way to serve them, I believe, is to listen to their concerns, to their needs, to their challenges, and make them a part of a solution, a part of a process that leads to some solutions. I cannot pretend that I know the answer to those concerns and those barriers, but I can tell you that I love sharing my power, and I love to empower students, and so I would want to know what are their challenges, what are the barriers that are getting in the way of having a complete student experience so that they don't feel isolated, and then make them a part of that solution with me.
Thank you.
My name is McCain, and have you worked at West before?
Yes, McCain, as I said earlier, I spent 8 years of my teaching career here. And so it was 4 years ago that I moved over to North to serve as an assistant principal. And I grew a lot from my experience here at West. And I'm excited to come back and to contribute to the experience of other educators here as well, and to continue to do the work with the staff and to continue to learn with the staff again. Thank you.
I'm Dimitri. What do you like to do when you're not doing school stuff?
Dimitri, yeah, that's super important. Just like you guys are students, you get to be humans and you get to explore your passions and hobbies. And what I love to do is I like to run. I run quite a bit. I ran in college, in high school. I competed in track and cross country. And so to me, that's just become a lifestyle where I just like to go and break sweats and enjoy some scenic runs. Sometimes that's getting out to the mountains, the parks, and sometimes that's in the city. So maybe you'll see me running around West and just wave and know that that's me running, okay, if you recognize me. But yeah, hiking, the outdoors, that's what I enjoy doing, and of course spending time with my 2 little ones. Thank you.
Ready? You want to come?
I'm JD. What does a principal even do?
What does a principal do? Yeah, I think that our school has a lot of moving pieces in the forms of projects or initiatives. And the principal's job is to look at the entirety of those moving pieces and try to be a sense maker for people. The principal's job is to facilitate ongoing learning for teachers so that they continue to serve you best as students. And it's the responsibility of everything, but within that, it's to increase collaboration so that the assistant principals are also sharing those responsibilities with the principal. And then we're creating teacher leadership that helps us to move together in a common direction to try to figure out the complexity of all those moving pieces. Thank you.
How do you plan to help the German program get back to its full potential?
Yeah, so the German program, I was a world language teacher. I taught Spanish here, and I think the pandemic created some challenges there, that the German program is now a little bit smaller than where it used to be. So my plan is to collaborate with the German teacher, with administration, to try to figure out how we can get our German back in place in a way that honors the requests of our students and the interests of our students. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Logan. What schools have you worked at prior to becoming a principal at West, and what positions did you work?
Thank you, Logan. Once I completed my college degree, I decided to explore education as a possibility to become a teacher. So I served as a migrant specialist at McNary, at South, and at West. So I was split between these 3 schools. And then I had the opportunity to start my teaching program, and I became an intern here at West. So that's where I started my teaching career. And this is where I spent 8 years of my life. And obviously I've been at North for 4 years, and I get to come back to West. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lucas. So, how does it feel being an administrator as opposed to being a teacher?
Lucas, that's a great question. Thank you for that. Being an administrator as opposed to being a teacher, I mean, it feels great because I really enjoy what I do. I have less direct contact with students, but that's something that I miss, and I miss teaching students. And I feel like that's a good thing. I should miss teaching students because that's where my passion has always been too. But I have found ways to continue to engage with students as an administrator and to really partner with students. And so I enjoy that part of my job, really bringing students together to help me inform what I do and what we do as a school.
Fun question. What are your favorite foods, music, TV shows, or games?
Yeah, start with food. I love, so my roots are, I was born in Mexico, and then I moved to the United States when I was a middle schooler. And I love, of course, my Mexican food, but I really like to venture out to other ethnic food too. I love Thai food, I love Indian food. A good burger is always good, right? TV, I don't watch a whole lot, but when I do, I like to watch films that have to do with nature and trying to understand nature a little bit. Did you say games?
I said, yeah, I did say
Games. My 1-year-old and my 4-year-old have a great imagination, so anything that they come up with that turns into a game is my favorite thing because I get to spend time with them. So, yeah.
There was also music in that.
Oh, music, yeah. So music, you know, I'm bilingual, hablo español, and so I listen to Spanish music and I listen to English music as well. From country to rap to alternative rock, I take anything that is that brings optimism and positive to a positive upbeat to my life. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Drew.
Drew.
He wants to know what your favorite animal is.
Oh, Drew, thank you. That question. My favorite animal is my pet. She's a little Shih Tzu, and her name is Belly. And I love spending time with Belly. She was our first child before we had kids, so Belly is a joy to have in my life. So pet is a dog, my favorite animal.
I have another question. I was wondering if you're planning on adding new classes.
Adding new classes. Yeah, we're currently working on the master schedule, which is like what are the requests the students made, what classes they want, and then we go off of student requests to offer those. And so we're going to look at that, what are more requests that haven't been served, and how do we create classes that continue to serve the interests of our students. So that's going to be a work in progress for sure.
Hi, my name is Kate. What is your favorite school or college?
My favorite school or college? If I were to root for athletics, I think I definitely like the Ducks, but I also support the Beavers. I'm not a big rival of those. You know, those two. I think they're Oregon, right? So my alma mater, Willamette University. That's where I grew a lot as well, and so it's dear to my heart.
Hello. Why did you want to be a principal?
Appreciate that. have to think about that because it's not something that I always think about. I just know that I enjoy what I do, and I think I wanted to I like to push myself and get myself out of my comfort zone. I think that's how you grow. And so as a teacher, I enjoyed working with students, but I also knew that I could do more. And so I know principals have the opportunity to facilitate the work that then affects the classroom spaces. And so that's why I decided to pursue administration so that I could lead better, whether that meant I could lead as a teacher or lead as a one-day potential administrator. But I am fortunate to serve as an administrator today. Thank you.
I had one more question. What projects and improvements will you work on as a principal here at West?
Yeah, I'm connecting with teachers this week, next week, and in the weeks to come so that I can learn more about where are the areas where we are really strong, right? The pockets of excellence that we have here. And those will continue to shine, right? And then where are the areas where there's opportunity? And that's going to be the listening session with people, right? That's all going to give me guidance to how to move forward on some of those areas where we need to strengthen and grow in.
Thank you.
What do you perceive are the differences in your job between North Salem and West Salem?
The differences, obviously this one's on the other side of the bridge and it's higher elevation. North is in the middle of the city, and North has different demographics, right? It's a very diverse school, but I know that West is continuing to diversify as well. I think the needs are also different of the student population. At North, you know, there's a lot of need for some of the basic stuff. Not to say that there isn't here at West. I think there's some differences in terms of like what are the needs that students have on a daily. And again, the diversity, lots of representations at North, and I know that West continues to grow in that too. So there's similarities about the work, but obviously the demographics are a little bit different.
Why did you come in the last part of the year?
Why did I come in the last part of the year? Yeah, so the position opened up in the last part of the year, and I knew that I was curious about the place because of the people and because of the community. And so that's when I knocked on the door, and so I got hired in the last part of the year because that's when the position opened up. Thank you, Wendy.
All right, I think I have the last question. My name is Alec, and this is your chance to kind of talk to the students and staff of West Salem High School, so what do you have to say to them?
I will tell you that I'm just really excited to be here. The more I talk to people, starting with staff, right, the more excited that I got yesterday in the first round of connection. I know that what gets me even more excited is the students and what you have to say. I value your input. That goes for staff and students. I'm here to learn from you and to learn with you so that we can move forward in a common direction. I'm here to collaborate and to continue to make this a community for all students, for all families, for all staff, in a way that when you come and you enter these doors, every student, my personal commitment is that you feel seen, like people know who you are, people embrace you for who you are, that you leave this community space, this high school, feeling prepared and feeling worthy of going out to the world and knowing that you're a key contributor to our greater community and our world. So that's my personal commitment that I'm going to make sure that all of our staff also has with me, because I know they care about students. Again, that you are seen, that you feel worthy, that you're prepared, and that you're embraced for who you are. So, thank you for your time.
Oh, yeah, we appreciate you very much coming, but we want to try and do a couple of other things.
Yeah.
One thing, is there anything that you want to know from these students that you haven't gleaned so far? You have a
Yes.
question for them?
Yes, thank you for that opportunity, Bill.
Sure.
I would like to know what you love most about being a West Salem High School student.
There's a lot of friendly teachers that you can get to know really well.
A lot of friendly teachers. Yeah, I met a few. Okay. Anybody else? What you love about West?
I like West because it's a very accepting community and you could just be who you want to be and not be judged for it.
What I like at West is I like to ask questions and get to know someone at West, give them full be more get to know someone more and be the person that who learns how to follow the rules and be great communicator and practice doing communication skills and all that stuff, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Cool. Thank you.
I think my favorite part of West is just like the amount of opportunities we have here. I feel like we have so many unique clubs and programs. I'm a senior, and in my 4 years, I've been able to, do so much here at West. I've been able to get elected to be the Oregon Youth Governor, be the editor-in-chief of the school newspaper, chair of the drama department, and I just think there's something special about a place where students can do all that kind of stuff. And I mean, music, athletics, there's just opportunities. What's here at West?
Again, just to reiterate, some of my favorite parts of West is the ability the teachers give you. Like, I've helped start the Digital Arts Club up, and I got to meet awesome teachers like Mayor and many others, including Mrs. Buzizo, Mr. Link, and I've been able to do everything from digital arts, which is something I enjoy, to engineering, and yeah.
What I would like to change is the availability for more inclusive LGBTQ programs. I noticed that the old leader in the club has graduated, and I'm a freshman, and so when I came to this school, I had an expectation of having some support, and I would like to have a club during lunchtime.
Okay.
If I could change one thing, it'd definitely be the more spotlight on the clubs and the after-school activities and stuff like that. Then again, COVID has really toned it down a bit, so maybe that will change.
Very true. Oh, the biggest challenge this school year. You can only pick one.
I think the biggest challenge in this year, this hard year, has been just being able to communicate with teachers when there was Zoom calls, or just being able to communicate with people was just a big part of school, and it just made everything complete. But without it, it was just a little bit too hard to handle. And
yes, I agree.
I got another thing.
You got another thing? Okay.
My biggest challenge is finding the people that are in the LGBTQ. They're spread it out like sprinkles on a birthday cake to me. And it's hard to find people that you belong with and that you're more comfortable around and that inspire you to change your appearance, and how you interact with others is really difficult sometimes when you don't have the right supports.
Okay.
So I think the biggest challenge that West has had, is specifically this year, is just the ability to communicate. I work for district communication, so I'm pretty, in the know of what's things going on, and I feel when it comes to school specific communication, West has kind of, lacked a little bit. I think we have communication tools like emails, phone calls, social media that we're really just not truly taking advantage of. And so sometimes, we'll push out information, in 4 different emails about prom, but one email about a change to hybrid learning. And I think we need to reestablish what is useful communication, what is not, and where different communication belongs, because we don't need to send out an email every time a club date changes or something like that to the whole student body. So I think in the next 4 years changing that is going to be for the better.
What grade are you on?
I'm a senior. Yeah.
You're gonna come back and work for what?
Yeah, no.
If I can help it, yeah.
I've seen you before, now I remember.
Yeah.
You came across some opportunity.
Probably. Yeah.
Yes. Follow him on Twitter. I'm just-
Yeah.